Okay, so one of the most important things in any distance learning situation, and I think all of us found this out in various ways last spring, is we need to have, you got to have a what are the platforms on which you're going to teach, and what are the platforms on which students are going to work with you? And so one of the most helpful things I think to the ways to look at this is to think about a hub and then spokes of the wheel, right? The hub is going to be FACS. It's the new learning management system that we're starting to use here at Spring Street. The essentials of FACS are going to be very similar to how they were with Schoology in terms of what are the assignments, when are they due, has my little darling done them or not, where are the materials to do those assignments. All that stuff can live and should live in the hub, right, which is FACS. But especially as we get into distance learning or remote learning or even asynchronous situations, what are the platforms that are going to work for you? Right? You need to start thinking about what are the spokes that come off of that hub for your class, right? For the way that you're going to teach. So for some of us, if we want to put material lectures, asynchronously for students, it might be YouTube, right? So students are going to need to know how to access YouTube videos and use those in different ways. For somebody's class, I think of Mike, for example, Google Docs will be part of his, that'll be one of the spokes of his wheel because a lot of the work that he does is through Google Docs, right? With students making their own writing and then him commenting on those and resolving those conflicts and all that kind of stuff. Some of us might be using Slack, for example, because it has a lot of capabilities for connecting people on specific ideas, chat functions, all kinds of different stuff. Zoom obviously fits in here somehow, depending on how you're going to use that in your classes. But think, in order to clarify for yourself and then obviously for your students, what's my hub? What are my spokes? Okay, and it'll help you sort of figure out, what are the platforms that make sense for me to use, and that won't blow my students away, and then what are the platforms that don't make sense, but they all do connect, and how do they connect to my class? We'll talk about playlists and some other stuff later, but one of the things that I realized watching a lot of my dorm students last spring when we went fully remote was they were getting inundated with a lot of different, well, I would call them spokes, and there really wasn't a hub. They didn't know where to go to get the information that they needed for this class, that class, this class, that class. And as we plan, for sure, we should make sure that we ourselves as teachers are clear on that so that it connects to a larger system and people can get, especially students, but also their parents, can get to what they need when they need it.